if you want to be a Jedi and you want to learn how to use your lightsaber, this is where you start. It's very simple. We're going to break it down for you. Start with one hand on the bottom, one hand on the top, and I want you to do a strike to the front of your body. The first strike just comes down the middle. On May the 4th, may the 4th be with you. On May the 4th, I like to do lightsaber training, and I want you to see how simple it is, how easy it is. If you've been on the fence, if you've been thinking about wanting to become a Jedi, or maybe you want to do it for cosplay, for Star Wars cosplay, or you're just a big Star Wars fan, who cares? Do it for yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. But pick up a Jedi lightsaber, pick up any lightsaber, pick up a stick, and learn how to do some basic moves. And on May the 4th, may the 4th be with you, learn how to fight like a Jedi. Learn how to use a lightsaber by doing this first motion. Now, what I'm doing here, I have one hand on the bottom, one hand on the top, and there's a little separation. I want you, if you have room on your sword, on your saber, to have that separation and just bring the strike down in front of your body. Now have a good grip, squeeze the hands, roll them in toward each other, and do this first vertical strike coming back and slicing in the front of your body. Now when you finish it so that you have this angle protecting you. Greetings to Peter from Germany. Germany just joined us. From here to here, it's in front. If you go too far, you're wide open, they'll take off your head. So from here, fight from behind your saber, fight from behind your sticks, bringing it down. May the 4th be with you. Practice over and over again. Just put one foot in front of the other. My left hand is on the bottom, my right hand is on top. I'm gonna have the right foot in front of the left. I know you can't see it, but picture it. And then just practice coming back and forth, doing that first strike. Then I want you to break up the strikes and the spins. The second thing I'm gonna do is an orbital spin behind my head. All that is your hand is gonna push to the floor, palm goes to the ceiling, bring it behind your head and push forward. So it looks like this, drop the tip, bring it behind your back. From the other angle, it's my right hand, drop it down, bring it behind my back. So you're gonna bring the orbital behind your back and do this for 30 seconds on each hand. Doing this with your hand closed. See how my hand is closed? Goes to the ground, palm faces the sky, goes forward. May the 4th be with you. Learn how to use a Jedi lightsaber. You learn how to use a lightsaber in this basic tutorial. This is a simple spinning motion going behind my head from the bottom to the top or the back to the front, behind my hair, behind my ear, using my lightsaber. Now let's go back to the strikes. The first one was just down the middle. Remember I said there's a little space between here and here. I have not seen Lightsaber League. The question is, from Chris, ever watch Lightsaber League? I haven't. Is that a live action thing? Is that something that you and I could join with our stunt saber and fight? By the way, in Ohio, I had a group of students and we would be fighting. Anthony says, may the 4th be with you too. May the 4th be with you. We're learning how to fight with lightsabers. But we used these lightsabers and we would duel. Every time a new Star Wars movie came out, the local newspaper or TV stations would call me up and say, hey, we want to come and do a live. You can find it on here somewhere. Because I put those on here. I pulled them from their website. But you could see us all morning long for the morning drive. We would be they'd be broadcasting Dayton, Cincinnati, Columbus, and we'd be live fighting and doing our tricks and spins and showing how you can use Japanese sword, Chinese sword, all of the different styles, Filipino stick fighting, short swords, and you apply it to lightsaber training. It's a lot of fun. You want to learn how to fight like a Jedi? Learn how to use a sword. Start with a lightsaber or start with a stick. Either way is really, really simple, right? Take what you've got on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Take what you've got, learn it, and start with this basic strike. The second one's going to be an angle from one side to the next. Angle 1, angle 2, 1, 2. Just always remember when you finish, you have this cone of protection, this triangle. There's one point, the tip is a point, your head is a point. Make sure that it stays about head high. If you go too far, you're wide open. So you're coming one side, 1, 2. Put them all 3 together. Middle, side, side. Middle, does it matter which side? No. We're not being there's no tradition here. We're not going back like 500 years of Japanese swordsmanship. We're just talking about, Chris says, different large and small competitions. That sounds right up our alley. We'd love to fight with the sabers, right? So we go here, 2, 3, middle, 2, 3. Let's go back to that orbital, but reverse it. And see how my hand is closed? Keep your hand closed. And I know this is a real fast and quick one today. This is May the 4th be with you, how to train with lightsabers. Because I want you to know that if you have any interest in it whatsoever, do it. Don't let there be anyone stopping you, especially not you. Don't limit yourself, right? I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. Pick up a stick and follow me. I'll show you how to do it. But don't let you stop you from doing what you want to try. And if you don't like lightsaber, good. Go do something else. You want to learn how to use a lightsaber? This is where we start. We're doing orbitals. Those orbitals will increase the flexibility in your wrist while increasing the strength for your grip for when you do start to make contact and you're fighting with 2 hands. And then when you're fighting with 1 hand and you're blocking and you're slicing, and then you start to do your spins, you do your Obiani, and I always say Ani, it's Obiani, right? For Anakin, you do your reverse, butterfly, and all that stuff. That comes from strength. And flexibility, you get strength from the strikes, you get flexibility and strength from the spins. We're going to do that next. So we have that middle strike. We have one side, the other side, bring it to the ribs, bring it down to the knees, bring it through the middle, and the other side. So you have 1, 2, 3, ribs, ribs, knees, knees, and then think about taking the head off, right? Coming through, horizontal strike, bring it around, horizontal strike the other way, straight down the middle is where we started. So we go middle, one side, and the other side. Here, lower, knees, knees, horizontal, horizontal, and then start over. So think forehead, side of the head, side of the head, ribs, ribs, going to the knees, coming through the middle on the other side, and then I want you to add a lunging motion. The Japanese have a word for it. We're going to just call it a lunge. You're just thrusting straight through, first with just your arms. Remember to keep that angle. Think about throat, mouth, nose, for fun. I was going to say for self-defense, but this is lightsaber fighting. Straight through, and then lunge a little bit. Thrust and lunge, thrust and lunge. Those are your basic strikes. Let's go over them again. 1, angle to the forehead, forehead, ribs, ribs, knee, knee, and then think neck, neck, and then throat. Finish with that lunge. Go back to outer orbital to the front. Bring it inside and outside. You now have a figure 8. If you didn't catch the one this morning, may the 4th be with you. Lightsaber training. Follow me in the one this morning if you want to see more detail on this figure 8. Or go follow any of my other. I've done lots. May 4th every year I do a May the 4th be with you video. And then I do a lot of other lightsaber tutorials, mostly on the weekends. You can find them. You just put in my last name, Pasquinelli, and then lightsaber. It'll pop up a whole bunch. You can learn different techniques. But start with the basics. Forehead strike. Side of the forehead, think temple, temple. Think ribs. Think knees. Think wrist. Here's where you can go straight. And you get them right on the wrist. And if you know Japanese kendo or kin or kenjutsu, you know these moves already. Just add it to this. If you don't, follow me. Grab a stick. Forehead, temple, temple, ribs, ribs, knees. Always go all the way through full range of motion and then straight. See how my wrists go straight and then in with a thrust. Thrust. Now let's do some simple blocks. Block up. Turn your hand and block up the other way. Make it a slight angle so when their sword hits your sword, it slides off. From here to here, push over, push back. When I push over, my knuckles go that way, my knuckles go back. Knuckles over, knuckle back. Then pushing down, block the knee, and then go back the other way. knee one side, knee the other side. These are the basic strikes. So now you're dueling, you've got a partner, you found somebody, you convinced them, you both got a couple of sticks. By the way, if you ever watch kind of like the back scenes, the take scenes, cut scenes of the stunt fighters, of people like Daisy Ridley, or that guy who plays Luke Skywalker, the original old guy who plays Luke Skywalker. I won't say his name, he gets all political. Whatever, Hamill, or whatever that guy's name is. But you watch those guys when they were fighting and they were learning how to fight with the lightsaber. Or someone more exciting like a Darth Maul, Ray Park, the actor Ray Park. Or who's that big Adam Driver, former Marine, hoorah, Adam Driver. And you see these guys get out there and when they fight with the stunt director, they use wooden sticks. So if you're starting with a wooden stick, you're doing it right. So when you block, you're pushing up and you're pushing up. That's defense against this. When you push to the side and push to the side, that's self-defense against those angular strikes. And then just a little bit lower and a little bit lower. Those are those rib strikes. And then the knee strikes. That's when you tip down and push it over, tip down and push it over. And remember, the basic rule is the knuckles will go in the direction of the block. So now you know how to do the basic blocks, right? If they're doing the thrust, you can make it a small motion. Block the thrust, small turn, or a big turn. The basic rule though is don't block things over here because then you're open here. When you block, boom and get it back, boom and get it back. Just like a boxer, boom, boom, throw the punch, get it back really fast. Go back to the outer, inner, spin, do your figure eights. Do them on both sides, figure eights, and then reverse your spins. Instead of pushing down, pull up. Those always go faster. That's the reverse spin. This is forward, just as a review. So reverse it, pull it to the front and the back. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, start to speed it up. Make it fun, make it exciting. If it's a passion of yours, on May the 4th, may the 4th be with you. If you have any interest in learning how to fight with a lightsaber, go for it. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You have to do what's important to you. That's what makes life exciting and rich, right? You're not doing anything bad, you're not doing anything weird. You're just learning how to fight with a stick. It's great for self-defense. You can take all of the basic techniques of using the lightsaber, which is a fantasy weapon. It's a martial arts weapon. It's not a martial arts, it's a movie weapon. It's not a real weapon, right? You know that, we know that. But learn how to use it in a real way, and then you can block and fight with one hand, with two hands, with a stick, against a knife attack, against multiple attackers, against that vicious dog. There was another pit bull down in Miami, mauled a 4-year-old yesterday. The gentle family pet that's no longer gentle, right? I don't know why people keep falling for that. But anyway, I digressed. Don't get me started. But because it happens. You ask me all the time, what happens if there's a wild dog, vicious dog? What do I do to defend myself? Carry a stick. Learn how to use a lightsaber for self-defense, and then you have some options. But that's off topic. May the 4th be with you. Let's keep positive. Let's talk about this strike, 2, 3. Start with these. 4, 5, 6, 7. Straight down to the wrist, and then thrust through the face. One more time, I'll show you come front and angle if I can get back. Let me move the camera back a little bit. I appreciate you guys being here, by the way. May the 4th be with you. I'm gonna lower it. It's real. I turned off the air conditioning. It's cooking me now. I'm getting cooked in here, which is exciting. I love it when it's hot. I should have a red saber. I should be wearing some red makeup to show you how to do Ray Park with the lightsaber, the two double-bladed lightsaber. That's the one we'll do next. All right, so from here, it goes straight down the middle. If I'm facing you, it looks like this, but I'm kind of at an angle so you can see. Forehead, side of the head, to the knee, or to the ribs second, to the knees third, straight down onto their wrist, reaching a little, and then thrusting. And then to block those, pushing up and pushing up. See how I have this angle? You want that angle? Push up, block to the side, lead with those knuckles. Block to the side, lead with the knuckles. Block 1, 2, and then come down, block across the body the other way. Now you've got strikes, you've got blocks, go for spins. Orbital, reverse orbital. Orbital behind the back, orbital in front of the body, Put them together, you've got a forward figure eight. Reverse the figure eight. Put it in the other hand. Start with your forward orbital. Go to the reverse orbital. Wilson says, may the fourth will be with you. May the fourth be with you as well. Also as well, in addition to, may the fourth be with all of us. In and out, reverse it, strengthen the grip, get stronger, cut the brush off. That's how you start. If you look at Daisy Ridley, who plays the female star in one of the Star Wars movies, the most recent one, I can't think, Rey, plays Rey. Daisy Ridley plays Rey. And you look at her fighting stunt practice before the movie. She and all of the stunt director and all of the fighters, people she has to fight with, Adam Driver, who plays the bad guy with the thing in the head. Who's Rey's, who's the bad guy in that one? In the last one, he somehow gets good or something. He's the son of the Han Solo and Princess Leia, and then he runs his father through, and that was a horrible, horrible moment as a father to see that. I didn't like that in the movie. What's his name? Oh yeah, Kylo Ren. That's it. I couldn't have thought of Kylo Ren in a million years. If you paid me $100, I wouldn't have thought of that. So thank you for telling me. Kylo Ren goes through his father, turns it on, and good movie. I mean, that was exciting. The last one was a little all over the place, but somehow Daisy Ridley, Rey, saves Kylo Ren or something, turns him good. I didn't know you could do that. But anyway, when they're practicing for the fight, they use sticks. Because you asked me, can you use a broomstick? Cut the brush off. Or use a brush. You know, you're mopping the floor. I just lost my fingers right there. Yeah, cut it off. And now you're training just like the actors do for the movie. That's the greatest way to start. Start with wood. And then if you want to see what one of these really costs, go to the link below. Yeah, the last one, man, was all over the place. It was like a weird lucid dream. It's like and then I left thinking like, man, I was so excited. I was looking forward to all the sword play. What was that? Anyway, let's not get into criticizing the Star Wars. They keep putting those movies out. They May the Fourth be with you. Right now, my son and I were into all of the Mandalorian shows, and then what's that other, the new ones, the cartoons with the Bad Bunch or something like that. Anyway, you can tell that either I'm not really good with the names or I don't watch it as much as I don't have a lot of time. I don't watch this that much. But when I watch it, I get excited about it. I think about it. Sword play, right? One last time, review. So we chop the middle, 2, 3, ribs, knee, wrist, thrust, and then the block, the counter, so you can do your fight with your friend, block over the head. So your hands either go straight up, make sure you have this angle so that you can deflect, and then later, you're going to step off that line, right? From here, block and strike. From here, block and strike. You always, when someone's coming down here, once you get good, you're going to learn how to move off the line so that if they're too hard or their weapon breaks, maybe you're blocking their hand, the knife comes out of their hand and goes flying, and it's not going to fly into your forehead because you stepped off the line and then you chopped them. We'll go over that in more detail. But blocking above the head, pushing to the side, leave with those knuckles, push the side, bring it down across the body, and then spin. Orbital behind, orbital in front, put them together, you got a figure eight, reverse it, reverse figure eight. Other hand, do both hands just as well, increase flexibility, strengthen your grip. And then let's talk about, real quick, because I got to go, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, starts with an orbital. Obi-Annie, down, behind the back. The thumb is pointing up. That's the beginning. So you have one orbital spin, and then you would normally bring it in front of your body for a figure eight. Instead of bringing it in front of your body, bring it behind your body. Same motion though. But when you get here, you're stuck. There's nowhere else for it to go. So from here, you're going to pull your elbow. Stop thinking about your hand. Just pull your elbow. And when you do, I just cut myself in half. But when you do, this part is going to come forward. Yes. They show that in the middle of the duel. That's just the excitement of the movie. That's building the anticipation for the final fight. Right? But this comes from an actual Chinese kung fu sword play with the Chinese broadsword or the Chinese saber. And this move has been in kung fu movies for 1,000,000 years. Well, we haven't had movies, but you know what I mean. That's exaggeration. But if you watch old kung fu movies with sword play, you'll see him whipping that behind the back. So George Lucas himself, no offense, George, he didn't come up with that move. The stunt director didn't come up with the move. He was like me. He watched, or she, I don't know whoever it was, watched a lot of kung fu movies when they were kids. And they saw this cool, I think it's the plum blossom or orange blossom or some kind of blossom move where you just whip it behind the back. And as this is coming forward, that's a deflecting block. And then you snap it around. And it's just, but the difference is the guy's sticking the sword near here and you're blocking his sword. And then you're chopping him. But that's where the move comes from. It's not some fancy Star Wars only move. That's how I know how to do it. I saw people doing it with a lightsaber, said, oh, I know how to do that. So from here, I'm gonna bring it down into the orbital. When you're ready, go into your figure eight. But one of these figure eights, instead of bringing it to the front of the body, stick it in the back, and then make sure it's coming out of your head like a tree, like a weed growing out of the top of your head. That's very important. If you can do the Obi Annie, but it looks like this, it won't be as impressive because it's too far from your body. The way to make it look really cool is get it back there, behind your head, and then pull the elbow, bring that through, add the orbital. If it doesn't have the orbital, it's not an Obi Annie. It's just behind the back and forward. So you can do behind the back and forward, but you have to add that spin, at least one of them, and then get it back there, whip it through. Let me see if I can show you from the side. From here, try to slow it down from the back. From here. And then when you're ready, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Start to increase your speed. And then it looks good. Add yourself some sound effects and you're all set. So do this one. No, I have not seen Shad talk about that yet, but I will. I like to watch his videos as a breakdown. He seems to be very strongly opinionated like I am and well-versed. Lots of knowledge, lots of information. That doesn't necessarily mean I agree with him. I didn't agree with him on the nunchucks. Not even a little bit. But I might agree with everything he has to say with his breakdown on this one, so I will go watch it. I see a lot of value in his channel. Behind the back. And I can learn from anybody as long as I get my ego out of the way, which can be big at times, right? We all have strong opinions. From here, behind the back, whip the shoulder or bring the elbow out, and then you've got it. Practice striking, practice blocking. Do it one-handed, do it two hands, switch the other hand. Make sure you can do everything on both sides evenly, just in case. You get that hand cut off like in the movies, or sometimes like Mace Windu, get both cut off. I'm waiting for them to bring him back and do a Disney Plus show with Mace Windu and his purple lightsaber. I got one in the corner. I'm all ready. One of my favorite guys, because he seems like a tough dude. I like the tough dudes. I'm not into the really soft-spoken, enlightened guru, Obi-Wan types. No offense, Obi, or whoever the guy was before him. Who was the guy before him? All the you guys know who I'm talking about, right? Who was before Obi-Wan Kenobi in that whole series? And then he taught Obi-Wan maybe, or something like that. I like Yoda too. I like the little dude with the fast hands and he's whipping the light and he's got the lightning hands coming out and he's picking things up with his brain and stuff. I like that guy. Mace Windu and Yoda. Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn, too sophisticated for me, right? It's too fancy. That doesn't mean anything bad with it. He speaks to a lot of people. He resonates with another kind of person, which is perfect. I resonate with the Mace Windus and the Yodis, the little Yoda coming around. He's got the big lightsaber and he's moving fast. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you in a little bit. Maybe we'll do some Ray Park style, double-bladed, or what's her name? That's another one that I like is that cartoon. I'm waiting for them to bring her out with the two lightsabers. what's her name? The girl with the thing in the head. I don't know, whatever. You guys know what I mean. But yeah, we'll do the double bladed lightsabers. And I've done, it's Matt, but thank you. Yeah, Ahsoka Tano, thank you. Ahsoka Tano. That's funny, Claudia. That's appropriate though, because I don't know anybody else's name. I'm calling them by different names. But yes, Ahsoka Tano with the 2 lightsabers. And we do the like that. And then I'll show you how to whip it around, how to change hand positions, how to get it back, how to fight in this position, how to fight in that position, because I think it's super cool. We'll do that in a little bit.